YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on answering all your fantasy football questions, starts, sits, trade value, whatever you have. Now, listen, make sure you become a member of the channel because when you become a member of the channel, guys, you get your questions answered in priority. Also, you get half off on consultations. If you're a Phenom member, you get your first consultation off, half off, guys. So make sure you sign up for that. As you come in, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. I see you, conscious machine. I see you, big wheel. Okay. So let's talk about a little bit about the news real quick before we get started, guys. Okay. So what's some stuff that really matters, guys? Jalen Hyatt. I love Jalen Hyatt. He was the number 2 wide receiver for the Giants. I don't know what's going on, but they say he's the number 4 wide receiver. So maybe Wan'Dale Robinson has beaten him out. What's up, SoCal Jr.? I think Rondell Robinson has beat him out, and I don't know who the other wide receiver is for them. They didn't beat Hyatt out, and I'm disappointed into this coaching staff. Hyatt had too much talent coming out of Tennessee for him to be the number 4 wide receiver. I don't know if Daniel Jones is not using him. I don't know what's going on with Hyatt. I thought this guy was going to be a really good player coming out of college. Roma Dunze from the Chicago Bears says he's still limited for Thursday practice with a knee injury. I'm fading all the Bears. Now, if I have DJ Moore, I'm playing him because I drafted him early. But anybody else, I cannot play him. I can't play Caleb Williams. I can't play DeAndre Swift. Justin Herbert was limited in practice today, but he's going to be fine. They just limit him. He's coming off. He had a little bit of an injury in training camp, and he's I think he got nicked up in the game, but he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. Keenan Allen did not practice Thursday, so if you have Keenan Allen in your lineup, you need to get him out of there. He looks like he's not going to play. Usually, if you don't practice on Thursday, maybe sometimes Friday, but usually Thursday is the one for me. It seems like you're not going to play. I'm looking now, Stacy. Let me see if I can find something on Ferguson. Joshua Palmer also misses practice Thursday for the Los Angeles Chargers. Jalen Wright gets just 5 carries in his first NFL debut, but I think they want to give him the ball more. Even though Raheem Mostert is coming back soon, I still think they want to get Wright the ball. They just want to give him a chance to get accustomed to everything as a rookie. It's hard for rookies to come out, guys, and ball immediately. So we got to give him just a little bit of time. So keep him stashed. Tyler Algier did practice today. So the backup, the handcuff for Bijan Robinson, he's going to be fine. Tajay Spears was backup practice. Let's see here. Russell, last name Wilson, still limited at practice. Jordan Addison misses another practice, so like he's not going to play. And Jordan Love is still limited in practice. I don't think Jordan Love is going to play, but I think he's going to play next week. But he could play this week too. So hold on to Jordan Love. I'm pretty much most of you are. David Njoku sits out another practice, so it looks like I don't know if Njoku's going to play. Let's see if we can find some other guys. Joe Mixon wasn't practicing today, so if you have Joe Mixon, you need to be looking to pivot off of him because it looks like he's not going to play. T. Higgins was in the line to practice today, so I think T. Higgins did practice today, and Nico Collins is back at practice, so looks like Nico's going to play this week too. Okay, and looks like Tank Bigsby is going to suit up this week too. I'm not saying start him. Travis Etienne still is the goal line guy, still is the starter. But it looks like Tank Bigsby will be playing this week, and you should be stashing him. He should not be on your waivers. Let's see. Bryce Young is not on the trade block. Bullshit. He's on the trade block. They just don't want to, tell people that. But he's on the trade block. Maybe not the official trade block. Let's see. Tyler Lockett is limited in practice. Looks like he's going to play. DK missed yesterday's practice. I don't know if he practiced today or not. I don't see any information right now. Kenneth Walker still not practicing. We know that. I think that's about it. Let me look for Ferguson for you, Stacy. He was limited, so it looks like he's going to play, Stacy. Let me see what they're saying. Says Ferguson Knee was limited at practice Wednesday. That was yesterday. Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star Telegram reports that Ferguson emerged from week 1 with a MCL sprain in his left knee, which didn't allow him to practice last week. A doubtful designation ultimately forecast his lack of availability this past Sunday against the Saints, but his ability to mix into drills to kick off week 3 prep indicates he's making progress in his recovery. How Ferguson fares Thursday, which is today, and Friday, which is tomorrow, likely will be the determining factors in his chance to return to action Sunday versus the Ravens. So it looks like he's probably going to play. Just be a little patient with him. He might not boom this week, but it looks like he's going to play. All right. So let me get to some of these questions, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. Cutting edge content. Guys, also I will be doing a start and sits video tomorrow. I wanted to do one today, but I wasn't gonna. It hurts the algorithm when you do a video, then you do a live right on top of each other. So I wanted just to do the live today. I thought that was important. And then tomorrow I'm gonna give you some starts, some guys that you could probably be iffy about, and we'll see about that, right? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the starts. My probably 6 or 7 guys that I'm gonna tell you that you should be starting. I really don't talk about sits. But got a super chat in the building. Joel, what's up, bruh? Appreciate that. Appreciate that, bruh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He says, I'm praying Waddle can perform well enough without Tua, right? And I think he will be fine without Tua. That's something else that I want to talk about, but I'm actually going to leave some of that for tomorrow's video. I got some intriguing cutting edge content with that. So I'm going to leave that most of that till tomorrow, but I will talk about that if y'all ask me that question about Tua, what to do with Tua or Waddle or Tyreek. I think they're going to be okay. So I'm going to get more in depth with that tomorrow. Appreciate that, Joel. Appreciate that, bruh. I see you, Haley. All right. So let me get to some answer some of these questions. All right. All right. Hold on, guys. Give me a second or two. All right. Okay. Okay, so SoCal Jr., I see you, bro. KJ Frederick says, what's good, bro? Better full PPR play, wide receiver 2. Mike Evans going against Surtain. Like that you put that in there, bro. Juwan Jennings or Deontay Johnson, full PPR, starting Garrett Wilson, wide receiver 1. So listen, I like that you're talking about Deontay Johnson. I like Deontay Johnson, but we're not going to get cutting edge right now in week 3, where I'm going to tell you to start Deontay over Juwan Jennings and Mike Evans. I think you have to play Mike Evans and be watching Deontay. I'm not going to play Juwan Jennings over Mike Evans, even though he's the number 2. I just don't think he fares really good as the straight number 2. I think this is going to be a Kittle, Mason, and Ayuk game. And Juan might have a touchdown, but we're not going to play him just for the touchdown. Well, we know Mike Evans, they can still gonna give him targets. They're not gonna go away from Surtain completely. So Mike Evans still would have 8 to 10 targets. I wasn't high on Mike Evans this year. I didn't draft a lot of Mike Evans because I thought this was gonna be a guy one year, and it looks like it right now. But I gotta be genuine to your team. You drafted Mike Evans. I don't just go in and just act like everybody it was on the same tier. even if it's past drafting week, right? I still look at guys that you invested in that teams want to target as an elite level and play these guys even if they have tough matchups or they're not doing as great, but they still getting the targets. Now, Mike Evans was only getting 2 targets. I was like, nah, you can't play him. But he's still getting 8 to 10 targets. So you have to play him. I know you don't want to go away from Shortan. I wouldn't do it. Not for Juan Jennings. If you want to do that, I don't think it's crazy. The science makes sense because you're going to a guy who's moving into a number 2 role, who's been on that team for 3 or 4 years, who looked good in the Super Bowl and looked good in certain games. So I understand if you want to go to Juan. Me, I would play Mike Evans and Garrett Wilson. Great question though. Stacy, what's going on with you, Stacy? She says, any news on Ferguson? So yeah, we talked about that. It looks like he's gonna play, but lower your expectations for him. Tron, what's up, Tron? What up, bruh? He said, what up, TD? Not shit, bruh. Just chilling. Just got off work, trying to get this in before the game. Tron says, let me see how I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I keep it. I do it just like this. Tron says, I picked up Brandon Allen and Trey Benson and stashed off waivers this week. Great job. Great job. You got to always be making stashes each week. You might figure out that you can't keep Trey Benson and make another stash that's more optimal. So I like what you're doing, man. I love that you stashed Brandon Allen. I'm playing Brandon Allen in a couple leagues, not every single league, but I'm playing him in a couple leagues today. I just want to get through some of the members. Guys, don't think I'm skipping. If you new, you become a member, you get your questions answered in priority. So I just want to go through some of the members' questions first, especially ones that got here early. I appreciate you being here early, as always. Big Wheel says, if Love doesn't play, then fade the Green Bay wide receivers, right. And I'm still fading the first game the Love comes back. I'm very disappointed in Watson, the way they're using Watson. I want him to be traded. And maybe I'm biased. But yes, you can do that. You can play the wide receivers if Love comes back. But he's not going to be the same player with a little bit of the knee. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take him a couple weeks to get 100% healthy. But yeah, you can play Jaden Reed or Rome with, I can't think of the other guy's name. The other wide receiver. You can play any of those 2 guys. I wouldn't play Christian Watson at all. Harambe, what's up, bruh? I see you. Cicada. What's going on, Cicada? Stacy says, okay, I need to get rid of Parkinson off my roster. Just got to make sure. Right. Taka. Hey, I hope I'm not killing your name. I apologize. Taka says, how about Delonte West? He's going through a lot. At least he's getting paid, and at least somebody, he's not on the streets no more drilling because this guy got money. He's just going through mental issues. Let's see. I just want to get some of the members. User 279 says, double tap the screen, hit the like button. Yes, sir. He said, we almost got 60 people with 15 likes. Let's get some likes for TD bruh. Yes, sir. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up. User 279 says, I got Tutu Atwell too. Yes, I like Tutu. That's the guy. I'm playing DeMarcus Robinson and Tutu. Tyler Johnson and those guys probably, and Jordan Whittington could be them, but I'm going to go with Tutu. I know when Cooper Kupp is out, Tutu hit. George says, I'm missing the game tonight. It kicks off at 1 a.m. my time. Wow. Where you from, George? Let me know where you from, bruh. Where you from? All right, let me go back up. I don't want to skip over some of these questions. Let's see here. User 279 says, with all the weapons the Dolphins have, how can you be scared? Right. Facts. I can't wait to talk about that tomorrow. I got a video dropping about stars and sits, and one of my stars and sits is on there is going to be Jalen Waddle and Tyreek. Tyreek is a little bit more simple, but Jalen Waddle is going to be on there, and I'm going to tell y'all what y'all should be doing. User 279 says, okay, got Brandon on off waivers, right? Bruh, they already hitting me with trade offers, right? Good job, bruh. You killed it, User 279, by picking up Braylon Allen. All right, I think that's it. All right, let me go up to some of the newcomers. Guys, make sure you become a member of the channel. That way you can get your questions answered in priority. It ain't the same as a super chat, but it's kind of close because you do get to skip the line. Sometimes I might not can't do it, but I try to get to y'all questions first if you are a member of the channel. But KJ Frederick says, okay, we did that one already. Apologize. Inceptus, what's up, bruh? He said, what's good, bruh? He says, I need to bench one. Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison Jr., Devontae Smith. Bruh, that is tough. All those guys are starters. So first of all, I want to say all those guys are starters. But let's do the weapon to my head type question, because that's what this is. All these guys are starters, especially with Devontae Smith. He's a starter. A.J. Brown is out. Marvin Harrison just boomed with 4 targets. Devontae Adams just went crazy, was a top 5 wide receiver. I don't feel great about it, but I'm going to say Devontae Smith. Reason why I'm gonna put Marvin Harrison. I like Devontae Smith over Marvin Harrison, but Marvin Harrison Jr. has too much upside. You got to play him. He got that boom in him, right? Pause. Devontae Adams is the #1 wide receiver. He looked good last week. Gardner Minshew to me is going to keep pushing towards that way for this offense where he's hyper targeting Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers. So I'm gonna say Devontae Adams and Marvin Harrison, but I think Devontae Smith gonna have a good game too. I think all 3 of these guys could be top 12 wide receivers. Yeah. Let's see here. BG Gaming. What's up, bruh? BG Gaming says Garrett Wilson or Rice rest of the season. I'm going Rashee Rice rest of the season. Rashee Rice. I love Garrett Wilson, but Rashee Rice plays with the Kansas City Chiefs and he's not getting suspended, so he's going to eat a better offense. So I'm going with Garrett. I'm going with Rashee Rice over Garrett Wilson. Renzo, what's up? He says, what about Joe Mixon? Did he practice? No, they said he didn't practice. To me, I tried to trade Joe Mixon, wouldn't nobody take him. Maybe I didn't have enough time to keep poking, pause to try to get somebody. Hey, you want Joe Mixon? Because I didn't want Joe Mixon. Guys, I was in the league and it got auto drafted. I was very disappointed. Because I just didn't know if they were still drafting or not. And I ended up getting Joe Mixon. Now, I changed a couple players off my team from the waivers, but Joe Mixon, I had to start him week 1. He did good. He was the #1 RB, but I don't want him on my team. That's just how I'm trying to trade him. So I do got Joe Mixon. But, guys, he is trade Joe Mixon if you have him. I just don't think he's going to be as consistent, and he's going to go down with injuries and stuff. Like, he's an older running back. Now, if you got him as if you just got him as a flex play, I think he'll be fine for you. He's running back depth for you. So if you don't have to play him, that's cool. But if you rely on him to be a RB1 or RB2, just be aware of that. Okay. Let's see. Polka Guts. What's up, Polka Guts? Polka Guts says Skylar getting over 199 yards passing. That's cool. My stars and sits tomorrow is going to be talking about Skylar. My stars and sits tomorrow is going to be talking about Skylar. So I agree with that. I agree with that. Renzo says, I think Ferguson practiced yesterday. Yeah, he did. Ferguson did practice yesterday. Yes, he did. Limited basis. Polka Gut says, I got Stevenson for over 119 rushing yards and Braylon over 74 all-purpose. I love the Braylon one. And he says pays out 80-1. Hey, I love this Polka Gut stuff that you're talking about. I love that. I love the Braylon one. The Stevenson, I think he could get, if he don't get it, it's going to be close. Excuse me. I like the Stevenson one, but 119 yards, that's a lot. But I like the Braylon Allen one. For total yards, yes, sir, bruh. Yes, sir. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is cutting edge content. I see you, D Lion. Haley Lightsey. What's up, Haley? I see you. Polka Gut says Tua was like the 16th best quarterback, so pretty mid when you compare his supporting cast. Facts. Like, he's good distributing the ball. He's like a point guard who's averaging 13, 14 assists, but it really can't score like that. That's what Tua is. But he can distribute the ball to really great weapons. That's what he is. I think Skylar has a bigger arm. But again, I don't want to get too much into that. Steven Wynn, what's up, bro? He said, since we talking about Ferguson, should I play Ferguson or Gesicki? How about Brian Thomas or Quentin? I'm playing Brian Thomas Jr. over Quentin Johnston. And I would play Gesicki over Ferguson this week and just let Ferguson come back 100% healthy. Now, he is practicing, but I would play Gesicki because the matchup is gravy. The matchup is gravy. Haley said, what's up? What's up, Haley? Theta says Scholar is pretty good. He's decent. I agree. Guys, y'all on to something. Cutting edge content. Now, maybe you could say, well, Tita, you just saying it because you love Tyreek and Waddle. Maybe I am. We'll see what's going to happen because I will hold myself accountable. I'm not sitting here telling you that Scholar is a top 5 quarterback, but I think he's going to be better than what the experts think. I said what I said. I think he's going to be better than what the experts think. That's why I'm not like right now. I wanted to get off Waddle for Tank Dell. To me, guys, I wanted to tell y'all, if you want to get off Waddle, Tank Dell is the guy you need to go for. Guys in that type of tier. Brandon Ayuk. Get those type of guys. But I'm nervous about doing it. I'm not doing it in my leagues. Because I don't want to give somebody a play off of that offense. I think this offense is special. And I just don't, just because they missing their quarterback, who they know is already volatile, even though they paid him, they got clauses in their contract to help them get out of it. If he does go through the concussion thing and have to retire, they okay. But they know that Skylar Thompson might have to play if Tua took a bad hit. And so I think this offense is still going to be okay. I think this is what Mike McDaniels gets paid for. Look what happened when Jimmy Garoppolo went down and you had those backups, that 2 of them, they played great. Until Jimmy came back, and Jimmy, they won. Jimmy, they had a great game plan for Jimmy when he was struggling for San Francisco. So I believe they can do the same thing with Skylar. Dead War, he says, Baker Show, Goatfield. Okay, patty cake, Baker's man, roll around, throw him in the pan. We got another super chat in the building, Steven Wynn. Appreciate you, bruh. Yes, sir, guys. Hey, that means a lot when y'all super chat, man. You know, I've been doing this for a while now. My channel is growing, and I appreciate you guys. Javier Nunez says, would you start Aaron Jones half PPR with his injury news or fire up Charbonnet? Fire up Charbonnet. Stash Ty Chandler. Fire up Charbonnet, stash Ty Chandler. Let's get the likes up, fellas. We almost got 100 people in the chat. We need to get the likes up. The likes should at least be 40 or 50. Let's get the likes up to 40 or 50, guys. I'm going to get to everybody's question. Polka Gut says Bucks probably put Evans in motion and will attack the zone coverage as he motions away from Surtain or put him in the slot. Facts. Joe Bob. What's up, Joe Bob? What's up, bruh? He says, Big Will in the house. Shut your mouth. I say Big Will in the house. I say Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. Yes, sir. I love it. I love it, Joe Bob. Polka Gut says exactly. User 279. Tua doesn't have enough tough throws in that offense. Facts. Robert Foster says Geno Smith or Brock Purdy. I'm going with Geno. I'm going with Geno over Brock Purdy. Geno's going to throw the ball 40 times. Geno might lead the league in passing attempts. This offense is high octane. You see JSN get 12 targets? Oh, they're going to be throwing that ball around. DK, JSN, and Tyler going to be getting carries, especially with Kenneth Walker being out. So I'm going with Geno Smith over Brock Purdy. I got Ayuk and got to play him and Charbonnet if he start or Waddle. Yeah, you got to start Ayuk and you got to start Charbonnet. I like Waddle, but if you can't get Waddle in your lineup, that's fine. But I think Waddle is a start. But I understand what's going on. I'm telling y'all what I would do for my team. I'm starting Waddle. But I understand if y'all don't want to start Waddle. I understand that. Especially if you got better options that's safer. Me, I don't really keep a lot of depth on my team like that because it makes my starts and sits difficult. I like keeping my starts and sits easy. That's another. A lot of people don't talk about that. Making starts and sits easy. What did that mean, TD? Well, that means that I'm not going to have a bunch of wide receivers and a bunch of running backs that I have to make a decision on every week because I'm not perfect. I'm not going to make that right call every week. But you know why I'm going to be perfect? I'm going to play my guys that I drafted that I believe in. You know, I played Shaheed week 1. Why? I didn't have to make a decision between Shaheed and DK Metcalf. I just had to play Shaheed because he was the best player available. Now, I'm not telling you not to pick up depth. If somebody puts somebody on the waiver wire, that's different. But drafting these guys to try to make a decision and don't fill your team up. And also, I don't like short leagues. Like, I don't like 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 1 flex. That's not enough players to me to get into your lineups. It makes a different type of fantasy starts and sits. Like, it makes it a whole different type of game. Poker Gut says, revert. I got Geno San Fran having too many problems on offense. I got Geno San Fran having too many. Right, you playing Geno because San Fran got too many problems on their offense. Gotcha. Yes, sir. That makes sense. Let's see. I hate this damn. This thing makes me lose my spot sometimes. All right, there we go. Here we go. Van Dees. What's up, Van Dees? Van Dees says, can you rate my starting lineup this week? Only if you sign up as a member. I don't rate or rank anybody's team in a live unless you are a member of the channel. So sign up as a member. It's 4 tiers. I got a $1 tier all the way up to a $20 tier and something in between. So make sure you sign up. Don't mean to be an asshole or anything. It's just fair for my subscribers. It's only fair for them. This is a perk that they pay for. But appreciate you being here, Van Dees. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you got like a short question, I can get to it. Charlie Lewis, what's up? He says trade Chase for Gibbs and Terry. Okay, do that trade if you need a running back. If you're gonna start Gibbs right away, don't make that trade to try to play musical chairs with Gibbs. And what I mean, like, well, should I play Gibbs or should I play CMC? Or should I play Gibbs or should I play B. John? You should not be making a trade to make that decision. You should be making a trades where you automatically putting Gibbs in as your RB1 or RB2. I like Scary Terry as a throw-in. And if you should be deep at wide receivers. So if you deep at wide receivers, I think that's a great move. If right now you waiting on Chase, but your team is already solid at wide receiver, then go ahead and consolidate and make that move. Get you another wide receiver who could be just as good as Chase once his rookie quarterback starts playing better, right? He's playing good now, but he just gotta get more confidence. I like that trade, but make sure those nuances are true. That you are deep at wide receiver, you don't need Chase, and that Gibbs is going to start immediately as your RB1 or RB2, not a flex play. Ruben, what's up, Ruben? He says, I'm a Texas fan. Why I'm even here? Hey, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I understand, man. Appreciate you being here, Ruben. Appreciate you being here. Victor, what's up, Victor? He says, name 10 books. Okay, Night is a book. Emmitt Smith biography. Barry Sanders biography. I read a lot of sports books, so I apologize. The Ear, Eye, and Arm. Let's see. That's 4, right? That's 4. What's some? I'm trying to name my favorite books that I read. Chicken Noodle Soup. Those little short stories for Chicken Noodle Soup. Green Eggs and Ham. One of my favorite nursery rhyme books. What else? Biography on Hitler. I can't think of the name of the book. It ain't called Biography of Hitler, but it's something about with Hitler. So that's 6. Let me see. I'm gonna do a couple more. That's a good question. I like that you asked that question. Let me do a couple more. Let's see here. The World War II, Anne's diary. The girl that they was in the attic and they found them. I love World War II. That's 8. I need 2 more. I need about 2 more books. I gave you 8, bro. I'm not gonna hold everybody up, but appreciate the question. Anthony Ruffin, what's going on, Anthony Ruffin? I see you dead war. He says Bake Show Goatfield. But Anthony Ruffin says, would you trade Pollard, Shakir for Laporta? Laporta and Jalen Warren or Breach Hall, Brian Thomas Jr. for McBride and Reek. Hill, my new tight end. Reek Hill. My new tight end is also Hunter Henry, or I'm thinking about holding 2. Okay, so I'm trying to see what you're saying. I don't like the Pollard and Shakir for Laporta and Jalen Warren. I like Pollard, but you're going to trade for a tight end, and all tight ends are volatile. So I don't think that's going to make a difference on your team for a couple weeks of top 5 tight end placements. Or could you trade if you could get Breach Hall, Brian Thomas Jr. for McBride and Reek? I like the McBride and Reek Hill in the Reek Hill side. So if you can trade Breach Hall and Brian Thomas Jr. for McBride and Reek, I think that's solid. I think you okay with Hall and Brian Thomas Jr. and try to get Braylon Allen. I think you would be fine there. But I think I like the McBride and Reek Hill side. I think that's that's very explosive. Even though Tua's out, Tua should be coming back, but I think he's going to be fine with Skylar. McBride is probably going to be the number 1 tight end this year. He got 8-9 targets again. So I like him. And I think with Hunter Henry, you might need to leave space for Hunter Henry and just say don't do the trade. Because sometimes where we can do too much trading, where we trade a guy who's end up being better. So I think I would just roll out with Hunter Henry. That's what I would do. I would just roll out with Hunter Henry and keep the players you already have. Hopefully that makes sense. I think that's what you were saying, but hopefully that helps out, bro. Appreciate you being here, Anthony Ruffin. User 279 says picked up Carson Steele in a couple leagues just to see what happened. Facts. That's how you got to do it. Just to see what happens. That's very important. Got a super chat in the building from Joe Bob. What's up, Joe Bob? He says, Kyler Murray, MHJ, Amon St. Brown, Ayuk, Rashid Rice, Jerome Ford, Jordan Mason, Dalton Kincaid, George Pickens, Blake Corum, Allen. I want to see what Allen that is. Jalen Wright, and Carson Steele, 10-man lead. So I'm sorry for the Allen. I don't know who the Allen is. Josh Allen. Okay, Josh Allen. Wow. Let me rate this team. Kyler Murray, MHJ, Amon-Ra, IU, Rashid Rice, Ford, Mason, Kincaid, George Pickens, Josh Allen, B+. That's a B. That's a really good team. That's about the highest grade that I'm usually going to give, unless you got a super duper team. I think you got a great team. I love Amon-Ra, MHJ, and Ayuk, and Mason. I think you got a really good team. I'm gonna give that team a B+, man. But you got to keep moving because you got Mason ain't gonna be the starter forever. So you got to keep moving and making your team better. User 279 says TD International, bro. Yes, don't think that I don't read no books. You got the wrong one. Don't get my being from the country. A lot of people think I'm slow because I'm from the country. Don't know that I was one of the top 5. I was in 3rd grade, guys. Now when I got older, I was a sports player and I quit doing my homework. I just come in and take the test and make a C+ on it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. When I was in 3rd grade, I think I had the top 5 math score in the whole North Carolina. I think I only missed like 3 questions on like a 60 test. I only missed like 3 questions. I made like a 93, and that was like top 5. So just want to let y'all know who y'all messing with. But appreciate that, Joe Bob. Yeah, you got a B+ team. You got a B+ team. What's up? Anthony Weber said, "What's up, bro? What's up?" Joe says, "I'm from London." Okay. Okay, I see why he said I'm international. Okay, yes. These times can kill me, right, bro? Wow. Yeah, you can 1 o'clock. That's rough. Nino, what's up, Nino? He says, "My God, don't think you'll love this, but still want an opinion. Trader Ray, Ramondre for King Henry straight up." No, I like that because King Henry gonna get goal line touches all year long, and they gonna need that. I like that. Now, Ramondre can have some games where they might not use him or they might just have a bad game. I get why you did it. I probably would have stayed put with Ramondre, but it makes sense. I don't think that's a terrible trade. I understand why you do it. King Henry may not have the boom in the PPR points that Ramondre gonna have, but that goal line touchdown, he gonna get one every game, so you can rely on that touchdown every game. Durf Boy, what's up, Durf Boy? He says, "Pick 2, Mooney, DeMarcus Robinson, Addison if he plays, or Lockett, standard scoring." Okay, standard scoring. I'm going with DeMarcus. DeMarcus Robinson and Lockett. I'm going with DeMarcus and Lockett. User 279 says, "I'm off Zamir White and Chase Brown, bro. Bro, we gotta be patient. Because this is what I want to tell you. You off of them for the first quadrant. That makes perfect sense. They not hitting in the first quadrant. And I'm not going to sit there. Those are guys that I called out. They not hitting in the first quadrant. But the coach just came out and said that Zamir White going to get 20. They want Zamir White to get 20 touches. Not saying that means that he should be starting and he's going to be great. And also Chase Brown, Zach Moss hasn't looked great. Man, he's been getting some goal line touches, but he can also go down with an injury. I think you should be thinking about stashing these guys if you can. But if you want to move on, this is what I would tell you. If you move on, don't have any regrets. Don't say, "Man, I shouldn't have let Zamir White go," or "I shouldn't have let Chase Brown go." Now, listen, if you let those guys go and they balling, I'm not gonna say, "Oh man, I told you not to drop them." But if you say you shouldn't have did it, then I'm gonna chastise you. Don't play fantasy that way, man. It makes fantasy like some type of intricate, type of too sophisticated type system. It's not that. These guys are getting the workload. They got a position, and to see how they revolve. If you can stash them, just do that. But right now, they are not starters. I agree with you with that. But the coaches still is getting these guys targets. User says maybe you can give them another week or just stash them. Ian Taylor says flex still or McLaurin. Play McLaurin. User 279 says, "Bro, you can't bench Smith when AJ Brown out." Okay, right, but tell me who you gonna start. You gonna bench the other guy? I forgot who the other guys. You can't bench them other guys either. I agree with you. That's why you see how. But see, this is how when you are a fantasy football content creator, you get put in these positions where they ask you this: who should I bench? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, or Amon-Ra? Tell me who you gonna pick. You can't go wrong, right? That's what I'm saying. So I didn't think none of those guys was bench worthy, but I get it. He needed to make that decision in that 8, maybe 10 team league. Javier, what's up, Javier? He says, "Would you play Aaron Jones with injury update or Charbonnet over him?" I'm playing Charbonnet over him in half-point PPR. Charbonnet is the top 12 running back for me this week. User 279 said, "That's like asking you to choose between your mom, pops, and grandma." Right. You know, and I'm going to moms. That's my mom. That's the lady that birthed me. So I'm going to pick her first, right? I get it. It's Brody. What's up? It's Brody. He said, "Should I start Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson?" Garrett Wilson over Chris Olave. Also, should I start Garrett Wilson in my flex or Travis Etienne? Travis Etienne. Start Travis Etienne over Garrett Wilson. I like Garrett Wilson, but I need to see him have that first boom breakout game before I can sit Travis Etienne and start Garrett Wilson over him. David Taylor. What's up, David Taylor? He says flex Calvin Ridley or Braylon Allen for week 3. Calvin Ridley. I love Braden Allen, but it's gonna always be hard for me to tell anybody to start him when he's the backup to Breach Hall, right? So I'm gonna say play Calvin Ridley in the flex. Only way I'm ever gonna tell anybody to start Braden Allen over a number one wide receiver is if Breach is going down or Breach is on a snap count or something like that. Bike Walkers, what's up? I need 2 for my 18-2 flex PPR league. ETN, Dobbins, J-Mo, Diggs, Keenan Allen, also Stroud or Baker. Thanks. Got you. So, ETN, ETN and J-Mo. I want to say Dobbins. I really, really like Dobbins. Even though he got a tough matchup, I really like Dobbins. But I'm going to go with J-Mo slightly over him because of the tough matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm going to go with ETN and J-Mo over Diggs. Also, I'm playing Stroud over Baker. Patty cake, Baker's man, roll around, throw him in the pan. So I'm going with Stroud over Baker. User 279 says, I think you could definitely sell high on Kamara right now. Facts, you could. You could, but why would you? I will hold on to him. I think he could be a top 5 RB. Tron says, someone dropped DeAndre Swift, Blake Corum, Tank Bigsby, and Ladd McConkey. Would you drop Trey Benson for one of them? I can also drop Sutton if I need it. I would drop Sutton right now. And because he ain't look good. Even if he looked good this week, it's still a long ways for him to go. I would pick up DeAndre Swift for Sutton. I would go with DeAndre Swift over Sutton. He's the starting running back for that squad. So I would drop Sutton and go get DeAndre Swift. If you had room, I would definitely tell you to pick up Tanks Bigsby over Blake Corum and pick up Ladd too. But if I had to pick one guy, I would go with Swift. D-Lion, what's up, bro? What's popping with you? User 279 says, what you think about Caleb Williams rest of the season, bro? Stash him and give him time. I think he will get better. I believe so. I'm not perfect. I like Zach Wilson when he was drafted. Totally wrong on that one. Caleb Williams, I thought he was going. Now, I didn't think he was going. I thought he was solid. I thought he was going to be like a good football player, a good quarterback in the league, and have good games. I didn't know he was going to look this bad ever for as a rookie. So I would just say stash him. Other than that, you can't start him. You can't. Now, super flex, you might can, but in single quarterback, you can't start him. So just stash him and watch him develop. Austin Freeman, what's up, Austin? He says Daniels or Carr to start this week. Yeah, I can't. Jaden Daniels. I'm gonna go with Jaden Daniels over Carr. I'm going with Jaden Daniels over Carr. Dodge Gaming, what's up? He says start 2-2, Samaje Perine or DeAndre Hopkins. I'm gonna get a little cute right here, and I'm gonna say 2-2 over Samaje and D-Hop. D-Hop got an injury. I just don't see him playing well. Ferguson practiced today too, and Higgins no Mixon, right? So Mixon did not practice. Ferguson practiced today too, and Higgins practiced. No Mixon. Appreciate that, Lisa. Appreciate that. D-Line says, like the video. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Let's get the likes up. We got 43 likes in here. Let's get it up to 50. We got 80 people in here. Austin Van, what's going on? He says Jets money line and Garrett Wilson first quarter yards, 10.5. I think it's a lock. I like that. I like that 10.5 for the first quarter. And Jets money line, I'm a little bit nervous. I think the Patriots are going to play them very tough. The Patriots defense is like that. But I do like the money line. I mean, the 10.5. User 279 says, I love Thompson under Mike McDaniels, bro. Right? He almost beat Josh Allen. You remember that, User 279? I remember that too. That's why I didn't drop. I'm not feeling on any type of way about Tyreek and Waddle and A-Chain. Elisa says, TD pick 3, half PPR, Jacobs, ETN, Brian Robinson, Mason. Thanks. Mason, Jacobs, and ETN. Jacobs, Mason, and ETN. User 2 said this is bruh. Some channels saying the Dolphins will be at bottom 4 offense. I don't see it. It could be. I'm not gonna sit here and say they crazy for saying it, man. I understand it. I'm not gonna say it. After watching Mike McDaniels for 7 years, he's a fantastic offensive coordinator with second-tier quarterbacks and even third-tier quarterbacks. I saw him when he was in San Francisco and Jimmy went down and he had 2 backup guys that played well and won them games. So I think he's going to do good with Scholar. Got another super chat in the building from the one and only Sean Bonds. Guys, this guy been showing support to me for about 3 years. Always showing support. Probably if I could count all the support and count up the super chats and just showing support to the channel for as monetization wise, this guy's probably the #1 guy, man. I appreciate him. That's why I want to shout him out. Appreciate you, Sean. Yes, sir. D Lion says Steelers finally got Roman ready to roll. What you think he's gonna do? You think he's gonna ball out, bruh? Let's get the likes up, fellas. P. Diddy back in the chat again. Said what's good? He said what's good? P. Diddy, don't start, man. Don't start, P. Diddy. Javier says, would you play Aaron Jones with injury update or start Charbonnet over him this week? Half point PPR. I'm starting Charbonnet. Sean Davis, what's up? Appreciate you being here, bruh. He said, just got offered Waddle for Thomas Jr. What you think? I'm keeping Thomas Jr. I love Waddle, but Brian Thomas Jr. is on his way. He's trending up. He's skyrocketing up the rankings. Neo83 says, agree 100, bro. This is football. You pick the teams that's the Orlando, Florida in the house. Right. This is football. You pick the team that's that. Orlando, Florida in the house. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Neo. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's get the likes up. We got 80 people in here, guys, and still only got 47 likes. Just come on now. Got to show homies some support now. Let's get them likes up. User 279 says, I think you're going to see J.K. Dobbins fall back down. You could be right. He had 2 smash spots week 1 and 2, right, against the matchups. Facts. Week 1 and 2, he going against the Steelers defense. Guys, hold on. Somebody just text me something very, very important. So be patient with me. Let me get on. Let me fix this real quick. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, let's finish this off. Okay. All right. Let's see here. But yeah, man, you're right, man. You said he's 2 smash spots week 1 and week 2. Now he's going against the Steelers defense. Facts. The Steelers defense is going to be rough, but sometimes guys, this is a great run team too. So sometimes they still get off. So I'm not gonna just tell people don't play them at all or whatever. But yeah, you can play a better matchup if you have another running back. You can play him over JK, but JK still is going to be fine, as long as he's healthy. Javier Nunez says thanks anytime. Tail Dog, here we go again with this damn. I don't know why that shit be skipping like that. That shit pissed me off. Okay. Let's see. All right, here we go. Tail Dog says, bro, thanks for your cutting edge advice last week. I was about to sit Murray for Fields. Nah, don't do that. Play Murray. Javier says, dang, you answers my question. Dang, you answers my questions. Thanks, man. Anytime, bro. I try to get I try to get to everybody question. That's what I do here. Make sure. Okay, make sure I ain't got no super chat. Okay, there we go. Joel says, I'm from London. Normally I stay up for the games, but I'm working at 7 a.m. Okay, would you start Najee Warren or that Cowboys wide receiver that I forgot the name of? I would play Najee. Over Warren and the Cowboys wide receiver. Maybe Jalen Tobit or Brandon Cooks. How to Taco. What's going on, How to Taco? He says, I got Zeke. I want to replace the Chiefs running backs. Ty Chandler, Braylon Allen on waivers. Which one you think? I would say play Braylon Allen tonight and go stash Ty Chandler. Ty Chandler's going to have an opportunity. Aaron Jones have missed a couple games the last 4 seasons. So I'm definitely picking up Ty Chandler, and I'm playing Braylon Allen tonight. Dead War says, trust me, you're safe with Big Mike 13 Evans. He's going to eat Surtain. Hopefully. Surtain like that. Mr. Anderson, what's up, bro? He says, yo, flex one with the biggest boom. Likely, Lockett, Ladd, or Mooney. The biggest boom? I'm going to go with Likely. Oh, Ladd is safe. Actually, the next safest guy would be Lockett. But I would say Likely has more boom than Lockett, Ladd, and Mooney. Ken, what's going on, Ken Hens? He says Pickens or Ridley at the flex. I'm gonna say Pickens, man. I think Pickens is growing into this offense. He had his tough matchups. I don't see a corner stopping him on the Chargers, so I'm going with Pickens over Ridley. User 279 says Todd Chandler on the waivers, bro. I can't see myself dropping a Bucky Irvin or Braylon Allen, Algier or Caleb, bro. Algier, maybe. I might drop Algier, man, for Todd Chandler. Just if you think Aaron Jones is like he's already nicked up, but I would try to find a way. I get it. Algier is a great handcuff. I would try to find a way to get Todd Chandler on my team. If you deep at quarterback, you got 3 quarterbacks. Maybe Caleb, maybe. But if you only got 2 quarterbacks, no, don't do it. Sean Bond, what's good, bro? Brock 1934 says, I have neighbors Jefferson, Cup, Reed, and London. Should I trade 1 or 2 of them for my wide receiver? For a wide receiver, my RB2 is Javonte. Okay, I have neighbors. Okay, Jefferson, Cup, Reed, and London. Should I trade 1 or 2 of them for a wide receiver? I would say trade London for a running back. Should I trade 1 or 2 of them for a wide receiver? I think you're good at wide receivers having neighbors and Jefferson starting right now, and then you got Reed in the backdrop. I would say trade London. and try to upgrade from London with a better RB2 than Javonte, or you can go for a wide receiver if you want another wide receiver. But trade London. I think London is, you need to. I'm done. I'm never drafting London in fantasy if I can help it. If I can help it, because he just don't look like the guy that I want in the fantasy. I think he's a jump ball guy, which he should be going in like round 4, but he's been going in like round 2 and 3 for 3 years. So. Mango. So would you trade Nico Collins for Tyreek Hill? No, I would not do that. No, I wouldn't do it. Now, if Nico your number 3 wide receiver, and you got Amon-Ra and Justin Jefferson, and then Nico is your 3rd wide receiver, hell yeah, I'm doing it. But if Nico is your number 1 wide receiver, no, I wouldn't do it. User 279 says, I like sport biographies, bruh. I got Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Kobe, and I read the Jeter one. I read Derek Jeter. I didn't read Kobe because Kobe didn't have a documentary when I was like reading a lot of books on my documentary books. But I read, man, over 60, 70 documentaries. They always like come from the same company. I did Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas, all those guys. Bo Jackson. Evan says, would you trade DJ Moore for Jordan Mason? Yes, I would. I would trade DJ Moore for Jordan Mason to make sure that I got an RB1 for 8 weeks. No Junior says, should I drop Jordan Addison to pick up Khalil Shakir off waivers? No. Keep Jordan Addison. Anytime, Anthony. Anytime. User 279 says, TD got an offer for Ayuk and Keenan Allen for Nico, bro. Okay, you got an offer for Ayuk and Keenan Allen. So you get Ayuk. So Ayuk and Keenan Allen for Nico, bro. I love Ayuk, but I'm not desperate for no wide receiver. I got Debo, Nico, Devontae Smith, and Pittman Jr. So you got Nico, and you got offer for Ayuk and Keenan Allen. I like the Ayuk, but like you said, you ain't desperate for no wide receiver. I got Debo, Nico, Devontae Smith, and Pittman Jr. Yeah, I think you fine. Yeah, I feel you holding on to Nico. I do like the Ayuk and Debo together, but I get what you're saying too. I think it's fair to hold on. Like why would you give up Nico for what? You winning. Don't do trades just to trade. Denny says, should I keep JK and Kyron? Yeah, why not? If you could trade JK to get somebody who you could trust a little bit more, maybe, but definitely keep Kyron. Anthony says, yes, you answered my trade question. Laugh out. My fault. I wasn't clear. Okay. No, you all good. Bite Walker says Baker or Carr. I'm going with, let me see here. Let me look at my rankings. I guess I'm gonna go with Derek Carr this week. No, I'm not. I'm going with Baker. I'm still going with Baker. Because he got a lot. Man, this offense is built around the passing game. Carr don't have to pass. They could give it to Alvin Kamara. I'm going with Baker. That's a tough one, though. I like that. That's a great question. Got another super chat in the building from Tyler Sperry. What's up, Tyler? What's up, bro? He says, I have P. Ryan and Hunt and 2 tight ends. Who would you opposition one to pick up Quentin Johnson or secure it? If so, who? You have P. Ryan and Hunt. Our opposition, if you could, I would use P. Ryan. I would try to use P. Ryan to pick up Quentin Johnson over Shakir. And hopefully that's your question, bro. Tyler, I'm trying to look down the way you can if you made a mistake or something. Just to clarify, yeah, I have P. Ryan and Hunt and 2 tight ends. would you drop opposition one to pick up Quentin Johnson or Shakir?
Let me see. Did you put?
Okay. Yeah, I would try to get Quentin Johnson, and I would try to use Pete Ryan and maybe even Hunt to get. I don't think. I don't. I don't think. I think Pete Ryan and Hunt just gonna be a running back by committee. Even Carson Steele, but I like Carson Steele because I think he's gonna get the goal line touches. Why Pacheco is out? Hopefully that makes sense, bro. I think that's what you was trying to ask.
Appreciate the super chat.
Tyler, appreciate that. Got another super chat. He said, "Sorry, who you drop? Who would I drop? Okay, who would I drop? I would drop P Ryan." And I would try to get Quentin Johnson. I would drop P Ryan. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Both of them. Josh, what's up, Josh? Josh says, I need DK to play this week or I'm done for. Yeah, DK gonna be fine, man. DK is a boom bust guy. You can't rely on him to be consistent. You just need him to boom when he's gonna boom. DK is not a guy to be counting on to give you 20 points. You just gotta let him go, and he'll give you a 40-point or a 50-point game every couple of weeks. So that's how I look at DK. I need DK to play this week. Okay, I think he's gonna play too. I think he's healthy enough to play. DK plays through injury, bro. But yeah, I'm be checking on that because he could. It is a couple times where he have missed the game. But I think he's gonna be good. He's gonna be fine.
Muhammad says,
"You my homie, Breda. Long time no see. What's up, bruh? What's going on with you? Got another super chat in the building from B, the Truth Seeker. What's up, bruh? With the $5 super chat. Appreciate you being here. He says, when Taysom Hill break out past 2 weeks, he hasn't done anything. When will Taysom Hill break out? Past 2 weeks, he hasn't done anything. Bro, he's been hurt. Taysom been hurt the last couple weeks. So that's why they haven't been using him. So now that Alvin Kamara is playing really good, I do think they will use him a little bit because they don't want Alvin Kamara to go down with an injury. So I would say hold on to Taysom Hill. But he's the guy, man. He's so volatile, man. I don't know if you should be counting on anything from him, bro. Other than if you just want to put him in at the tight end spot and play him, that's fine. But to try to count on him, you can never count on Taysom Hill the way he plays football for fantasy football. You kind of just have to put him in and let him play. Let's see. Josh says all three of my receivers are banged up. Lamb, Nico Collins, and now DK. I'm screwed. You good? CeeDee Lamb gonna play, and I believe DK and Nico is practicing. Nico is fine. All three of them gonna be fine. Don't worry about injuries. Now, if they out for like multiple weeks, then yeah, you could be a little bit worried, but don't worry about it. Even if one of them misses, man, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Injuries gonna happen in football. Kelvin. What's going on, Kevin Hernandez? He says, who should I start week 3? Tyler Johnson, Juan Jennings. I'm going with Juan Jennings. Devin says, do you think Aaron Jones is going to play or should I put in Braylon tonight? I don't know. So the safe play would be Braylon Allen. I don't know about Aaron Jones. That's why I'm stashing Todd Chandler wherever I can in my lineups, or being aware of what's going on if I already have Todd Chandler. If you're worried about Aaron Jones like that, I would say go ahead and play Braylon Allen. But be okay if you play Braylon Allen and he only give you 8 points and then Aaron Jones goes for 15. Be okay with that. But be okay with the decision because you didn't put wait for Aaron Jones and he wasn't active. Be okay with that decision. That's the decision that you're gonna have to be okay with. Jordan Gaines, he says traded with Shad White, Khalil Shakir for Najee Harris and Malik Neighbors. Great trade. I'm giving that a B plus. User 279 says, who do you think I should trade Jordan Mason for, bruh? Malik Neighbors. I'm glad that in my head, I've been telling Malik Neighbors, and I know you can get him because Jordan Mason, you can get Malik Neighbors with Jordan Mason, unless somebody loves the Giants or love Malik Neighbors. Yeah, thoughts, Jordan. I think that's a great move. I think you make that trade. I love that you got Malik Neighbors. That was a good trade. Bryson Atkins says, should I trade Amon-Ra for Bijan Robinson? No. Keep Amon-Ra. Appreciate you being here, Bryson. Josh says, keep Mason. Why would you trade away a top 10 RB? Because you got a good team and you can get better. So if you can make a better, like a really good move, it's okay. But yeah, I'm keeping Mason on the teams that I got. But if I got him as an RB3 and I can go get an upper echelon wide receiver that can start for my team immediately, yeah, I'll make that move. It's all in context. I get what you're saying, but you are right, Josh. You don't trade away Mason just to trade him away for a person that you're going to have to make a decision on if you're going to start and sit. But if you need depth at a position and you can trade away Mason where you got plenty of RBs, but you need a wide receiver and you can get Malik Neighbors, I think that's a great move, personally. Mark says, TD, would you start Braden Allen in a standard league? My other running backs are Barkley and ETN. I could flex ETN as he plays Monday. Yeah, you basically, even though it's standard, I'm still playing ETN over Braden Allen tonight. Now, I know, listen, Braden Allen looked good, but I'm still playing ETN over Braden. I'm playing Barkley and ETN. Stacy says, Chase Brown is available on waivers. Would you stash him or Wright? Can't keep both. I will hold on to Wright since you already got Wright. I will hold on to Wright right now. I will hold on to Wright. You always can make a waiver claim if something happened with Zach Moss, and that's how you can get Chase Brown. I'm not gonna tell you to play musical chairs and make a lateral move just to have, just to make a move. You already got Wright. He already is in a good position to come and get more snaps. So I do think Chase Brown, if he do get the role, he's gonna be a person that you can count on him more than you can count on Wright, because Wright still gonna have Mostert if something happened to A-Chain, right? And this is gonna be kind of not a running back by committee, but they're gonna use different guys. Where if something happens to Zach Moss, Chase Brown gonna get 80% of those carries. But I still say I will hold on with Wright. Tyler Sperry says, P. Ron and Kareem Hunt, Gesicki and Ferguson, drop one for Quentin Johnson or Shakir. If so, who? Okay, so P. Ron and Kareem Hunt, Gesicki and Ferguson, drop one for Quentin Johnson. Who would I drop? I would drop P. Ryan for Quentin Johnson. I would drop P. Ryan for Quentin Johnson. C.A. Jefferson says, would you trade Brock Bowers second for Evan Ingram, Waddle, and Jerome Ford? No, I would not. I don't want no Evan Ingram. Second for Brock Bowers and a second for Evan Ingram. Waddle, I get it, but nah, I'm not doing it. I'm holding on to Brock. You got to kill a tight end. Joshua, guys, let's get the likes up. We got almost 70 people in here. We got only 59 likes. Let's get it up to 55. 65. Joshua says, Fantasy Good Sports. Full PPR, would you trade Barkley, Devontae Adams for CeeDee Lamb and Brian Robinson Jr.? No, I would not. And Jaden Reed? No. I'm keeping Barkley and Devontae Adams. Other star power is Rashad White and Justin Jefferson. Now, I would not trade Barkley and Adams for CeeDee Lamb and Brian Robinson Jr. and Jaden Reed. You got Barkley and Adams. Those are league winners. And keep Justin Jefferson already on your team. Nino says, after doing that Henry trade, team is looking really nice. Purdy, Daniels, Bijan, JT, Henry, Ford. Devontae Smith, Diggs, Godwin, Brian Thomas, Cup. Yeah, you got a good team. You got players that's also trending up. That's the main thing in fantasy. You can have a great team, but they could be trending down. Daniel, what's up, Daniel? He says Ayuk or Devontae Smith. I'm going with Ayuk slightly over Devontae Smith with no Debo. User 279 says, TD, what you think about this, bro? He want me to give Henry and Jordan Mason and Pittman for Ayuk, Olave, and Breach. Nah. I'm keeping the Henry and the Mason and Pittman. I'm keeping that.
I like
You
IU.
can Breach. Let me see. Now I'm keeping Jordan Mason and Pittman and Henry. I'm keeping that side. Carlos, what's up, Carlos? He says McBride or Bowers. I'm going with McBride over Bowers. That's close. That's very close. Bowers is like that, but McBride, I'm going with McBride over Bowers. It's bro. He says thanks, bro. Anytime, guys. Puma Man says, should I trade away Mason, Amari, and Stevenson for St. Brown and Mixon? No, I don't like. I'm not big on Mixon. If you big on Mixon, then do it. I'm not big on Mixon at all. And Amari and Stevenson for St. Brown.
Nah, I'm not doing.
Doing that. Harambe says, would you flex Akers if he starts over perhaps Shakir or Worthy? No, I'm starting Worthy over Akers. I'm starting Worthy over Akers. Akers gonna have to prove it to me. That's just the way where I'm at with him right now. He gonna have to prove it to me. So I'm starting Worthy. CA Jefferson says, get them likes up. Yes. Appreciate that, CA. Daniel says, Godwin or Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Shaman says, is Cortland Sutton droppable, bro? Yes, he is. Hopefully you can stash him because he is the #1 wide receiver on this team. So hopefully you can stash him. But if you absolutely have to, you can drop him. Bryson says, should I trade Amon-Ra for Bijan Robinson? No, keep Amon-Ra. Ignite says, what do I trade Pittman for? What do I trade Pittman for? Malik Neighbors or Rashid Shaheed in another piece. I say get a 2-for-1 deal. If you downgrade, if you go to guys that was drafted after him, then I say you need to get 2 guys. But if you go with a guy that was drafted before him, kind of like a Marvin Harrison Jr. or something, then yeah, I could see you doing that. But at least get a 2-for-1 if you go down. Don't do Pittman straight up for Shaheed. I wouldn't do that. Because Pittman is the #1. He will get targets. No matter what. If something happens to Anthony Richardson, Joe Flacco comes in, Pittman is the league winner. Always remember that. Joe Flacco is the backup there. So don't worry about Pittman. He's the #1 wide receiver. Melvin says, hell no, Bryson. I agree with that. 392 bands. Says Chuba Hubbard or Zamir White. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get in good cutting edge. I'm gonna go with Zamir White this time, just because it's Chuba Hubbard. Let's see what Chuba Hubbard is going to do with Andy Dalton. So I'm going to go with Zamir White. The coach came out and said he wanted to get Zamir White 20 touches this week. So I'm going to go with Zamir White. Ryan McDonald says Eric Sarbe is a guy to look at with Kittle injury. Yeah, we heard about Kittle. I just saw the Kittle injury happen. I just saw it's been pulling up. I think he's going to be okay. But I wouldn't want to play Eric Sarbe if Kittle goes down. I would go somewhere else. But that does make it good for Juwan Jennings. Guys, the ones that I've told you to don't play Juwan Jennings when it was close. If Kittle's not active, you play Juwan Jennings. You play Juwan Jennings. Unless it's over somebody like CeeDee Lamb or somebody like that, don't do it. But if it's close, if it's Tyler Lockett or Juwan Jennings, I might go with Juwan Jennings if Kittle is out. Tryon says, are you starting McLaurin over DeMarcus Robinson this week? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And maybe if he don't do nothing this week, I might have to pull back from McLaurin. But I'm going to be trying to buy low on McLaurin probably all year unless something happens with Jaden Daniels where he can't target him. I need to see about 3 more weeks of him not targeting before I make that decision. It's all about the opportunity cost for McLaurin. He has a tremendous opportunity cost. Kelvin says Tyler Johnson or Juwan Jennings. If Kittle is out, Juwan Jennings. If Kittle is out, Juwan Jennings. But I'm playing Juwan Jennings over Tyler Johnson anyway. I need to see Tyler Johnson ball out before I go to him. Dub Nation, what's up? Should I put Jerome Ford to the waivers for Swift? No, keep Jerome Ford over Swift. Also, should I start Hunter Henry over Laporta? No, play Laporta. Go ahead. If you want to start Hunter Henry, because both of them have a good game, trade Laporta to get you a nice piece and keep starting Hunter Henry. That's the value of those two guys. I just saw breaking news. I don't know what it is. So I couldn't click off the live to see. It says terrible news. I don't know what that is. Can somebody let me know what it is? Okay, Ryan McDonald's put me on game. It was Mullins and Beathard. Thank you, bro. I've been trying to think. And when he was coaching those two guys, they balled out. So what you think he can do with the backup now that's going to play? I think he's going to ball out. I think Mike McDaniel's going to call a great game with the backup. I can't think of his name. There's so many stuff right here. Joey, what's up, bro? Bryson Atkins says, should I do Amon-Ra for Devon A-Chain and Rashee Rice? No. Hold on to Amon-Ra. Hey guys, if somebody could get the one creator out of here, he spammed the chat way too much with that question. I usually don't block anybody, but come on, bro. You spammed the chat way too much with that question. Way too much. I'm not even gonna answer the question. Don't spam the chat like that. All right, let me see where I was at. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. Potter says, why is Laporta like this, bruh? Because they don't need him in this offense. I told people to fade Laporta this season. I said, guys, fade Laporta. I think his season was like, it was touchdown upside, and also he had a lot of great weapons around him. But to think he's out there like, oh, it's 3rd and 1, they going at me because I'm the best player, they not doing that with him. So he's going to have some letdown games. He's still a great player. It's just not, they don't need the hyper target him. Kind of like Kittle. Kittle don't get targets every single game because they got a lot of great players around him. That's why I said fade Laporta. D-Work said D-Rec. I'm sorry, D-Rec says pick up Jennings or Dunze. If you need somebody to play this week, it's Jennings. Long term is in Dunze. On Dunze. Charlene, what's up? Dub Nation says, who would you play over Waddle, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Brian Thomas Jr., or Moss? I'm going with Brian Thomas Jr. this week. Then I would say I'm going to rank the top 3. Brian Thomas Jr., Brian Thomas Jr., George Pickens, and then Waddle. Then Zach Moss and Deontay. Tyler says, hey, I have P. Ryan and Hunt, Gesicki and Ferguson. Should I drop one of them for Quentin? Yes, Quentin Johnson. Go get Quentin Johnson. Joe Castle says, Cam Akers, if he stars, would you play him? Yes, if I got room on my team, yes, if he stars. It just depends on who I'm starting them over. Random says, Dolphins going to win the Stanley Cup for sure. Yes, sir. I agree. Potter says, what should I be able to do? Trade Jerome Ford and Jaden Reed for? Jerome Ford and Jaden Reed for maybe Tank. Maybe you can get Tank Dale for Jerome Ford and Jaden Reed. Maybe you can do a little bit better. I would say Rashid Shaheed. Try to get Rashid Shaheed. I love Rashid Shaheed. Jordan Pillar says, Murray or Mahomes this week? I'm going with Murray. Kyler Murray looks like the number 1 quarterback or number 2 quarterback in the league this year. Murray looked really good against the Rams last week. Facts. So I'm going with Murray over Mahomes. I think you need to trade one of those guys. If you like Mahomes, that's fine. Trade Murray. Trade one of those guys and consolidate and get you a lesser tier backup. You don't need to make that decision every week because you're going to end up choosing wrong. Maybe Mahomes don't hit. Maybe it might be easy for you. But I think right now you can still trade Mahomes and get something for it. People still love Mahomes. But if he goes out again and then he only has like an average game, you're going to be caught with the bag and you're going to have Mahomes on your bench. And that's going to be terrible. Where you could have traded him high and you had a great quarterback too. Tyler Egan says, do I trade Jamar Chase for Stephon Diggs? No, you got to go higher than that or keep Jamar Chase. I would trade Jamar Chase for Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, or Tyreek in another piece, like something like that. I'm not getting rid of no Jamar Chase for no Stephon Diggs. No way, no how. Elijah says Waddle or DeMarcus Robinson this week. That's a great question. That's great. Man, I'm going to slightly say DeMarcus Robinson. I'm starting Waddle, but I'm starting Waddle because I got this team squeezed. Like I got Tyreek, I got A-Chain. So that's different. I'm going to say DeMarcus Robinson is the safer play over Waddle this week. I think DeMarcus Robinson is the safer play over Waddle this week. But I love Waddle. I'm playing Waddle in my leagues. Charlene says, show some love to TD. Hit that like button, guys. Fantasy football is in the air. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate that. Bordo. What's up, Bordo B? He says, do I start Olave or Ridley? I'm going with Ridley over Olave. Chase. What's going on, Chase? He says Waddle, Deontay Johnson, or Amari Cooper. I'm going with Amari Cooper over Waddle. No Deontay Johnson. You just got to keep him stashed. How to Taco says, thanks, bro. Anytime. Bordo B says, do I start Olave over Ridley? Need help ASAP. Yeah, I'm going with Ridley over Olave. Tyler says, do I trade Jamar Chase for Stephon Diggs? I did that question already. No. Horse says, should I try to trade Baker and Ridley for Mason? No. Mason only going to be there for 8 weeks. Go ahead. You got the number 1 or number 2 quarterback right now with Baker. Ridley is playing okay right now with a bad quarterback. If you got another good, say if you had Kyler Murray and Baker, and you was going to get Mason to make sure you get another top RB to get these wins before CMC come back, I would say yeah, but I don't know who your other quarterback is. So you got to have a top 3 quarterback in order to trade Baker. And then I would say, yeah, trade Baker and Ridley and get that Mason. That way you going to have a killer. Your team going to look great. But I need to know who your other quarterback is going to be. M Kid says Godwin or Pittman. I'm going with Godwin. Tilton T Pinball says, is Alec Pierce for real or a fluke? I think he's just going to be boom bust. He's going to be boom bust all year. So play him for the boom and be okay with whatever happens. Don't worry about what the points is. If you worried about the points, don't never play him because he could give you 3 points. But if you just trying to look for the boom, play him, put him in a flex, and let him go. Don't worry about what happens. TRCXS says, I just traded Trevor Lawrence for Kyle Pitts. Have Mahomes as my quarterback 1. I like that for the third and fourth quarters. I do think Kyle Pitts will be better later in the season. So to get off a quarterback that you're never going to play because you got Mahomes, I understand that. And you went and chose a guy that you like, which is Kyle Pitts. So I think that's a good trade because of the template of your trade, not the guys per se, but it makes sense. The science makes sense of what you're trying to do, in my opinion.
Sav says, "What up,
Bro, you still holding Jonathan Brooks? I haven't been on Jonathan Brooks all year, but if you had him, man, you might as well go down with the ship and hold on to him. If you was to drop him now, it would look bad. So keep holding on to him and find out what he's going to do once he's back and healthy, especially now that they got Andy Dalton in. He might actually be able to come back and do something decent.
And we
seen what J.K. Dobbins did off Achilles injury. Maybe Brooks comes back off that knee injury and plays great. Chef says, would you trade CMC and Ayuk for Bijan and Chase? CMC and Ayuk for Bijan and Chase. CMC and Ayuk. Yes, I would do that. You getting Bijan and you getting Jamar Chase? Yes, I'm doing that. I'm making that move. Let's get the likes up, fellas. We got 80 people in the chat. Actually, 84. Let's get the likes up to 75. Let's get the likes up. Danger, the safety dog, says quarterback Murray. Yes, I love Murray. Big Will in the house. Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. Big Will says, what up, bro? My whole bench is questionable. Besides them, should I start Quentin Johnson or Braylon Allen in my flex? I would say go with Braylon Allen this week. And if Quentin Johnson goes again, then he's a star. Like, he's starting to be the person that he should have been as a rookie, maybe later in the season as a rookie. But I'm going to say go with Braylon Allen tonight over Quentin Johnson. I'm still not ready to say that he's a star. Ryder Diamond says, Rashad White or Josh Jacobs? Josh Jacobs all day. Josh Jacobs all day. Let's get the likes up, fellas. We got 90 people in here. Let's get the likes up. Harambe says, Aaron Jones practicing full today. Fire him up. Right, but it depends on who, right? I think you should be starting him, but it depends on who you starting over. I would play Aaron Jones over Braylon Allen. I would play Aaron Jones over Braylon Allen. So it looks like Aaron Jones is going to play if he was practicing in full today. So thank you, Harambe. But I'm not going to play Aaron Jones over Josh Jacobs. I'm not playing Aaron Jones over. I'm trying to think of some running backs on his level. Over Connor. I'm not going to play him over Connor. To me, he's right outside the top 12. Donald Sutton says some of these questions are elementary. Yeah, it's okay, man. Look, they need help. Ain't none of these questions elementary. As long as they not spamming the chat with it or anything, bruh, no question is a bad question. And I'm like that, man, because some people get funny. Like, when I went to my new job, I'm a tech guy. And when I first got that job coming out of college, the engineers, man, would chastise you. Oh, you don't know this or you don't know this. Like, you was almost scared to ask them a question because they were trying to chastise you how much information they knew. Me, I would never be like that in fantasy. I love to teach people. I'm okay with people asking questions. That's why I'm doing YouTube. That's why I am who I am. So that's just me, though. Psychlab says Dobbins or Diggs for the flex. I'm going with Dobbins, man. I'm going with Dobbins. I mean, listen, he had 2 good weeks. The Steelers are not gonna get me off of him. Ruben says, how many weeks will Pacheco miss? I don't know, man. They said maybe 8 weeks. Is a broken fibula. Ryder Diamond says Jacobs or White. Jacobs or White. I'm going with Jacobs all day. JHBS1217 says Hunter Henry or Dallas Goedert this week. I'm going with Hunter Henry for starting tight end. Both seem valuable. My thoughts is Goddard with Brown being out on the Eagles. No, I'm still gonna go with Hunter Henry, but I get it. It does make sense. It seems like he'll get a few more targets, but he didn't get them last week that much, right? So I still would go with Hunter Henry. But if you wanted to go with Goddard, it makes sense. I wouldn't chastise you about that, no matter what the results is. KL says, rate my team. So, bro, you know, you've been here for a while, Kels. You know you got to be a member of the channel. But it's kind of quick. So I got you, bro. But come on, sign up as a member to get your questions rated. Kyler Murray, Nico, Godwin, Barkley, Kamara, Kincaid, Goff, Superflex, Bench, Williams, Ford, JSN, Worthy, DeMarcus Robinson, Christian Kirk, Godwin and Nico. I love that. Barkley, Kamara, Kincaid.
I say A-.
The Barkley Kamara combination and Godwin and Kyler that's an A-. Great job. Big Ham says, would you drop Ray Davis to pick up Tate Bisbee? Yes, I would. Immediately. Yes, I would.
KL says, would you
Start J-Mo over Godwin? No, I would not. I'm starting Godwin over J-Mo. Rada Diamond says, Josh or White? I'm starting Josh Jacobs over White. Derenan 91 says, I traded Kyron for Higgins. Am I stupid? No, wait a minute. Yeah. If you got traded Kyron Williams for Higgins, yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I'm not going to say you stupid. You're not stupid. You're not stupid. But I think that was a wrong move. I'm fading the Bengals outside. Now, I do like Jamar Chase this week. He's one of my stars of the week, and Joe Burrow is the starter of the week. That kind of is easy, but they've been struggling. I'm not going to anybody else on this offense outside of Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. I don't want nobody else. Chase Brown, I'll stash him. He's a bench player. His ADP is good enough for me to stash him, but not T. Higgins. M. Kid says, do you think J.K. Dobbins is going to keep getting numbers? Yes, he might not get great numbers this week, but I'm starting him because I'm looking at him as a top 12 RB. I'm looking at him as a top 12 RB. D-Ren at 91 says, JK will be good until he gets hurt. I agree. Facts. User 279 says, TD, I got another deal. I give away Henry, Mason Goff, and Pittman for Ayuk, Breach, and CJ Stroud. Do you need CJ Stroud? I'm not going to answer. If you need CJ Stroud, Henry,
Mason, Goff.
Because I wouldn't tell you to get CJ Stroud as a backup. That doesn't make sense. Not just, I got CJ Stroud and then I got Lamar. That doesn't make sense if you can't start both of them. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. He says, I got Nico. That would be the reason to get CJ. No, it would. Are you gonna start CJ, user? I got Caleb on the bench. So would you start CJ? Let me know real quick, user 279. Let me know, would you start CJ if you make that move? Or would you be trying to figure out who you're going to play each week? Because you should never ask about starting CJ. Now, if you're going to get that move because you got... Yeah, okay. I'm going to say no, bro. You got Mason. That's going to get you... Bro, you're going to be undefeated. I understand you want to get off Mason, but I say it ain't good enough for me to tell you to get off of it. Okay, start CJ. Right. I don't think it's good enough for me to tell you to do it. I'm going to say hold and keep using Mason, Goff, and Henry. Thugbird says James Conner or Tony Pollard. I'm going with... I'm gonna go with James Conner. I'm dancing with the girl that I came to the party with. I just Tony Pollard got a good matchup this week. The Packers can't stop a nosebleed, but I gotta go with James Conner. I'm gonna say James Conner over Tony Pollard slightly, but it's very close.
Usually say I already got B.
John. Okay. Texas says trade away Saquon and Neighbors. No, don't do that. You keep those guys. Those guys are gas. Xera says Jordan Mason for Chris Godwin. Yes, if you got great running back depth and you need a wide receiver too, yes, do it. But for the rest of the season, that would be a great move. But you got to make sure you got running back depth. You know what I mean? You should have 3 good running backs if you make that move.
That doesn't have that.
That's not volatile. I mean, all running backs are kind of volatile, but not as volatile as others. Isaac T.E. Tamaki says, what's good, bro? What's goody, bro? In a dynasty, thinking of trading Diggs, who would you target? Tank Dale, Malik Neighbors, Devontae Smith, and Terry McLaurin. Those are a couple guys that I would be targeting. Texas TJ Off-Road says, get JJ Bowers and Dale. Tron says, do you think I can trade Cup with him missing some games? You might can. It just depends on what you're asking for. D. Renner says, I traded Kyron for Higgins because I lost all faith in the Rams. Yeah, I still wouldn't have done it. I still wouldn't have done no Higgins.
CHB in the
Building says, I still trust the Dolphins defense, Anna, and I can explain why. Yeah, I agree with you. I trust that defense too. I trust that team. Texas TJ Off-Road says, trade Saquon and Neighbors, get Justin Jefferson, Bowers, and Tank. That one creator says, should I start Justin Fields or Aaron Rodgers? Justin Fields. Kenny says, Jonnu Smith fantasy last. Yeah. He could be tonight, not tonight, but he could be with Skylar Thompson as the quarterback. Jordan Carley says Chris Olave or Chris Godwin. I'm going with Chris Godwin over Chris Olave. Conscious Machine says, I'm back. Appreciate you, bro. Kenny says people give up on Ferguson. Yeah, they giving on me. It's fantasy, man. They got to move on for whatever, but he should be okay. Conscious Machine says, hit those 3 dots and press the thumbs up. Yes, sir. Let's get the likes up, guys. Oh, we got it up to 80. I see. Good job. All right, and Pan says trading really and McConkey for Debo 2-0. Can I afford a couple weeks without a wide receiver too? Yeah, you can. I don't know your whole team, but you could. If you got good RBs and a good quarterback and a tight end, you can do it. And then you're going to have Debo when he comes back. But when Debo come back, man, it's going to be a lot of mouths to feed. It's going to be Debo, and then you got to know CMC still coming back eventually. And you got IU who's getting better. I don't know if I would do that, but you could manage the storm, but I wouldn't do it. Because Debo is not going to get 100% of the everything. Like, Ayuk and Kittle going to be getting carries and catches too. JHBS says Hunter Henry or Dallas Goedert. Hunter Henry. Phil D. Williams says, my starting running backs are Barkley, A-Chain, and Jordan Mason. Would you trade Brian Robinson for Jackson Smith and Jigba? Barkley, A-Chain, and Jordan Mason. Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm holding on. I'm keeping that running back depth. You need running back depth. You need like 3. Mason won't be there. So when Mason leaves and CMC started getting carries, you will have Brian Robinson. I would say keep Brian Robinson. Not Daniel says, is Garrett Wilson him? Yes, Garrett Wilson is nice. He is a top 12 wide receiver in NFL and in fantasy as far as projection. Like, he has the ability to do it. Cameron Jackson says, I have Trey McBride and Laporta in Dynasty. Who should I trade for, boost my RBs, and what should I ask for? You said you have Trey McBride and Laporta in Dynasty. Who should I would trade Laporta. And I would try to get Malik Neighbors. I would try to get Malik Neighbors. I would try to get Tank Dale.
I would try to get Brian
Thomas Jr. Those are 3 wide receivers that I would try to ask for. And what should I ask for? Who should I trade to boost my RBs? Okay, you want to know boost your RBs. Man, it's hard to trade for an RB with those guys. I don't think Brian Robinson Jr. You can get Brian Robinson Jr. Trade Laporta, get Brian Robinson Jr. and another piece. You get Brian Robinson Jr. and another piece. Big Q says, yeah, says DK Metcalf or Josh Jacobs in the flex. I'm going with Josh Jacobs. I don't want to sit DK. DK should be a start, but I'm definitely not sitting Josh Jacobs. Especially with Jordan Love having an injury or not even playing. Eric says Waddle or Pollard, flex full PPR. I'm going to go with Pollard over Waddle. All right, guys, my phone is going dead. I'm going to keep going live until my phone get read down on this last bar. So if you want to get your questions in and make sure you get them read, super chat. Other than that, I'm going to try to just go down and make sure I get to everybody. Jake, sorry if I'm killing your name, man. JAIR says Tyreek Hill, Nico Collins, Rashee Rice, Chris Godwin, bench 1. Man, that's tough. I don't feel great about who I'm about to tell you to bench, but I'm gonna tell you to bench Rashee Rice, and man, he's borderline top 12. But I can't tell you to bench Tyreek Hill. I know people might say, "Well, bench Tyreek because the tour's out." That sounds simple. I'm not gonna do that. So if I'm wrong, Tyreek ball doesn't do anything, then I'll take that, and I apologize. I can't tell you to sit Nico. He's healthy. He looks like the number 1 wide receiver on this team. Chris Godwin is balling out, top 5 wide receiver. It's going to have to be Rashee Rice.
I think all those guys are
Starters, but I got to pick one. I'm going to put you in timeout. You keep spamming the chat. Phil D. Williams says, my starting RBs are Barkley, H.A. Mason. Would you trade Brian Robinson from the bench for Jackson Smith and Jigba? No, because I think you need running back depth. Gary says, Kittle back up if he doesn't play or Ertz instead. Ertz instead. No Kittle back up. Yan says, start Aaron Rodgers. No. Only start him if that's the only quarterback that you got, that's okay. But I wouldn't start him. He's playing against a tough defense. Veterans, Kenny says veterans usually have off on Wednesdays. Right. Facts. Ty says Deontay Foreman, what you think? Think about him. Just another guy. Love R says Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams. I'm going with Garrett Wilson. Leo says 30 point, 40 point. Trim Baloney says, what's good, bro? Start 1. DeAndre Swift, Amari Cooper, Alec Pierce, have A. Rich. Start 1, I'm starting Amari Cooper. I'm starting Amari Cooper. Jake McDavid says Quentin Johnson or Lizard. I'm going with Johnson over Lazard. Trian Bluna said, damn, you really trusting the Dolphins, huh? Yes, I am. I'm not going to sit Tyreek Hill, who was the number one overall pick for me, who I believe is tremendous. And I also believe in the offensive coordinator. Now, Waddle, I tell y'all to sit him. I'm never going to tell anybody to sit Tyreek Hill or Devon A-Chain, no matter what's going on.
Ethan says Amari
Cooper or DJ Moore. It's close. This is a tomato. I'm gonna go with DJ Moore, but you can start any one of these guys. I think it's up. You're gonna have to make that decision. It's tomato. Both of them are struggling a little bit. The quarterbacks haven't been that great. What you call has been a little bit better. I would say that Deshaun Watson been a little bit better, but DJ Moore to me doesn't have any target competition like that, especially with Keenan Allen probably being out again. Doomsday got a little bit of an injury, so I'm gonna say DJ Moore slightly over Maury. But if you wanted to play Maury, I would not chastise you at all. Got another super chat in the building from Connor Trower. He says trade Kincaid or for Thomas Jr. Yes, I have Bowers. Yes, I would do that. I would trade Kincaid. That's a great, yes, make that move right now. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Connor. Maddox Newton says Kelsey or Hunter Henry. You got to play. You got to keep playing Kelsey or trade Kelsey today. You got to trade Kelsey today. And listen, you might not get what you want. You might have to go get Tank Dale, but you got to give him. Either you got to sit and just let him play and put him on automatic. That's the only way you're gonna get any value out of Kelsey or trade him today. But yeah, I'm gonna say Kelsey automatically because it's Kelsey. I don't really know how to judge that. That's the way I feel about when you got guys like Kelsey who just waiting to get into the real playoffs. That's why I didn't touch a lot of these guys on Kansas City. AJB says, do you trust Chris Godwin to keep it up for the rest of the season? Yes, I do. Cameron says, what should I trade? Trade McBride for. Malik Neighbors or Brian Thomas Jr. Maybe you can go a little bit better than that. Trey McBride got a lot of sauce. Kenny says, or Jawan if you sensitive. I don't know what that means. Phil says, my starting RBs are Barkley, A-Chain, and Mason. Oh, yeah, we did that one already. C.A. Jefferson says, should I start Joe Mixon or Jamison Williams? I always start Jamison Williams over Joe Mixon. Suns Out says, any running backs you're targeting in trades right now? I'm trying to trade away Jerome Ford. Brian Robinson Jr. about the only one that you really can get. Outside of that, man, you're gonna have to play up to get these other guys. It's good. So I would say Brian Robinson. Yeah, Brian Robinson. Romeo Dobbs, right. There you go. Thank you, Kenny. Romeo Dobbs, that's his name. Dexter Smith says Tua is done. He could be. Mito says, I need help with my starters. Okay, let me know what you're talking about. Kenny says you have to click the top right corner to like the stream. Yes, guys, click the top right corner and then hit the like button. Louis says, I have Kelsey and Hunter Henry. Which should I look to start? I would say Kelsey over Hunter Henry. Which Chiefs running back? I like Carson Steele. I wouldn't start him this week, but if I had to, I would. I think he's going to be the goal line guy. Mr. News says, how about Jefferson this week? I think he's more injured than people let it on. He could be, but I'm going to play. As long as he's healthy, I'm playing him. Dragon Heart, what's up? What's good, bruh? Ethan says, Amari Cooper or DJ Moore? I think we did that one already. I think it's tomato. I think you got to make that decision. It's both of these guys are the same kind of in the same situation. So you're going to have to make that decision. Either one, you can't go wrong. AJB says, should I start AR-15 or Baker? I think you need to trade one of those guys. And I would say AR-15 because that upside is crazy. So I think you need to try to trade one of these guys and go get you something nice for him. I think right now you could get something nice for Baker. Mito says, should I trust Tank Dell and start him at the flex this week or no? Yes. As long as you ain't starting him over nobody crazy. Yes, Tank Dell is a guy that you should put in the flex and play. But don't start him over nobody crazy who like a James Conner. Play James Conner or Brian Robinson Jr., those type of guys. You play those guys. Yeah, I think you should be trying to get Tank Dell in your lineup. John, what's up, John? John said, would you start Dalton over Rodgers? No, I'm playing Rodgers. He's thrown for 300-yard games 3 times since the last time Rodgers did. Last year in his line start, he threw for over 300. I feel like he's going to take advantage. I believe that you are on to something, but I can't look at it for that. I can't. That's great data, but I got to go with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to over look into it or read into the data too much. I'm just going to start Aaron Rodgers. I think he got to get accustomed and start targeting these weapons and figure out how to get these guys the ball. So I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers. But I respect what you're saying. I don't think you're saying anything crazy. What up, 84 Finest, Allen? Okay. What up, 843 Finest? Allen Lazard or Jalen Polk? I'm going to go with Jalen Polk. I'm going with Jalen Polk. He got a touchdown last week. Lazard seemed a little bit safer with the targets, but I'm going to go with Polk. If you want to go with Lazard, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm going with Polk, man. I like Polk. Friend Chanel says J.K. Dobbins or Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason all day. Mito says AR-15 or Jaden Daniels. I like Jaden Daniels. He's a little bit safer, but you have to play AR for that boom. You either got to get rid of AR or you don't bench AR. You can't leave that type of boom on the bench. He has a chance to boom. Thursday football game tonight. Yes, sir, Andre. Phil says my starting running backs are Barkley, A-Chain. Okay. All right, Phil. You keep spamming the chat. You will, if I see that question again, you will be put in timeout. Dragonheart says Joe Mixon, Damian Pierce didn't practice. Looking like Cam Akers getting the nod. Right. Mr. New says, I'm thinking the rookie going to get some because of Akers' fumble later, y'all. It's possible. It's possible, bro. Appreciate you being here, Mr. New. Appreciate you being here. Jordan and Carly says, what's going on? I got Lamar. Okay, how can I take advantage of my guys this week? Just play your studs. Just play your studs, Jordan. Appreciate you being here, bro. Williams says, you trust Garrett Wilson or should I start Jameson Williams? I would play Garrett Wilson this week. I like Jameson. Jameson is a start, but if I got to choose between the two, I'm going with Garrett Wilson over J-Mo. Martin Castillo. What's up, bro? He's a TD choose two, bro. Carson Steele, Braylon Allen, Ezekiel Elliott, Keon Coleman, or Cam Akers if Mixon and Pierce can't go. I would go with Braylon Allen and Keon Coleman. I will hold on to Carson Steele and see what happened, and even Akers too. So I would play Braylon Allen and Keon Coleman. Molly Breeden says thyroid problems. Who got thyroid problems? User 270 says, I got Nico. That would be the reason to get CJ. Right. Okay, right. Austin says I trust Tyreek and A-Chain as long as Tua is gone. Water is a borderline flex in my opinion. Facts, Austin. Facts. I agree with you 100%. Shorty says Manning is starting this week against Monroe. I don't care who stars, right? So long as they win, go Texas. And Manning is him. I think Manning is on like a Shedeur Sanders level, which I love Shedeur Sanders. All right. Phil, put you in timeout. What Seattle running back this week? Charbonnet. I don't think Kenneth Walker's playing. Should I start at Xavier Leggett? No. F. Ear says, should I trade J.K. Dobbins or ride with him? I think you should be looking to trade him if you can upgrade and get somebody a little bit more consistent. Like, would I do J.K. Dobbins for Brian Robinson? No, probably, because that's kind of like a lateral move. But would I go up from J.K. to maybe a Connor or something like that? Maybe a Jordan Mason, Ramondre Stevenson, something like that, probably. Just depends on who it is. Which Chiefs running backs this week? I like Carson Steele, but again, I don't know what he's going to get the first week. But that's the guy that I think, if I'm looking at any Kansas City Chiefs running back, which all of it's kind of disgusting a little bit, I'm going to look at Carson Steele. Pause. Tatum VFX says, what do you think about Kyron this week? Might start Monty over him. No, I would not do that. I'm playing Kyron every single week, no matter what. J Bond says, try to trade Kyron or hold. If you can always trade a player, if you can upgrade and get like a top 5, like a A-Chain or a Saquon, yeah. But other than that, I'm holding on to Kyron. And if trade them, how can you shoot in a trade to move him? You probably can't shoot that high because nobody wants that offense. So I would say hold on because you don't want to trade down. Dragonheart says, do you always play your optimal lineup projections? No, I do not. I don't care what my lineup says. I don't read into that a lot. I'll look at it. I'll see. I kind of balance it out, but I don't care. I don't care about that, about a projection. I'm going to play the guy. I played likely, and his projection was lower than a lot of guys. But I played likely the first week, and I played him last week, and I'm going to play him again this week. I don't care about projections. Just go with the guys that watch the game script and know the game script. That's what I trust by watching the game and knowing what the coaches is going to do as far as who they want to target. Ricardo Castillo. All right, guys, I got a little bit more on my phone. Get ready to go there. So I'm going to get to a couple more questions. If you want your question answered, make sure you put a super chat in. Ricardo says, should I flex Steele this week? I will hold off if I could. Connor says, Dalton Kincaid for Brian Thomas Jr. Yes, sir. Todd says, Foreman Spears or Braylon Allen? I'm going with Braylon Allen. Do you trust Stephon Diggs? Yes, I trust him to be in a committee and be solid. Jimmy says, traded Henry for CMC. Okay. Have Cook, Dobbins, Singletary, and Charbonnet for running back. Now, what you think? I think it's a good move. You got CMC, but you don't complain about not having enough running back depth until he comes back. Or if CMC don't come back, don't complain. You made a move. I like it. I respect it. Because if CMC comes back, you got a league winner. Adam says Devin Singletary or Todd Chandler to replace Adjo Pacheco. I'm going with Devin Singletary because he is the starter. Todd Chandler is a stash. Wavy says, TD, what's good, bro? Thoughts on Jordan Whittington with Cup and Nuke and Cool out? I'm going with Tutu Atwell, but who knows? Jordan could be the next Puka, right? So I'm taking my shot. My shot is 2-2. It's nothing wrong with you taking your shot on Jordan if that's how you want to look at it. C4J says, traded Kyron and J-Mo for Rashid Rice and David Montgomery. Traded Kyron and J-Mo for Rashid Rice. And I wouldn't have done that. I would have kept Kyron and J-Mo. That's just my opinion. David Montgomery is okay, but he's also splitting with Jameer. Fields or Caleb? I'm going with Fields. Dean James Talley. What's up, bruh? Long time no see. Let me go up, man, and find my homeboy. He says, are you sticking with Jaden Reed and Jalen Waddle to start or start? Yeah. Or start Jalen Tobe. Yeah, I like Jalen Waddle. Reed, I'm nervous about. Or start Jalen Tobe, Alexander Madison, or Chase Brown instead. Yeah, I would start, out of those guys, I would start Jaden Reed and Jalen Waddle. Another guy that I think you could keep your eye on would be Tolbert, but I'm starting Jaden Reed over him this week. I need Tolbert to have one more good game. Troy Justice says, who could I get for Jaden Daniels? I have Murray as starting quarterback. Malik Neighbors. I'm going to keep saying Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. or even Brian Robinson. Those are 3 great trade targets. Lucky says, hey, Diddy's looking for you. Kenny said the Niners have beaten the Seahawks and swept them 3 years in a row. That's that coaching. David said, what's up? What's up, David? David Harveston. Kenny says, Geno, not for me. Okay, you don't like Geno. I like Geno. I think he's going to be throwing the ball around a lot. Kenny says 6 in a row. Adios says Brandon Cooks or Alex Pierce. I'm going with Alec Pierce. I like the boom. All right, guys, let me see here. Okay, wait a minute. I got a super chat in here. I didn't see this super chat. My bad about that. Did I do that already? Yeah, trade. Yeah, I did that already. Yeah, trade Kincaid for Brian Thomas Jr. I would definitely do that. Jimmy says, love me some 30-point, 40-point. TD, keep being you, bro. I will. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Let's see here. I see old Texas says Kansas City Chiefs, baby. Yes, sir. Manuel says, is Mandrews worth a star? Yes, he is. Begat, bro, says, would you trade Malik Neighbors and Tyler Conklin for A.J. Brown? No, I'm not trading Malik Neighbors. Raga, what's up, bro? He says, what receivers should I try to get with Dobbins? Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, those 2 guys. Don't spam the chat, Raga. Don't spam the chat. OS says, Raga, you did not need to say it 4 times. Facts, OS. Facts. William says, is Wilson a good play this year? It's all good, Raga. It's all good. Is Wilson a good play this year? I don't think so. You talking about the third string wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers? I don't know what's going to happen. I need to see what Roman Wilson going to do. Okay, he said I have Thomas. Malik Neighbors or Brandon Ayuk? Brandon Ayuk. All right, guys. Well, look, I got to get out of here. My phone was getting ready to go dead. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I will be dropping 2 videos tomorrow, and I'll try to do a live before I go get my hair, because my hair appointment is at 5:30. So at 5 o'clock I gotta leave here. So I'm gonna try to get home a little bit earlier. I'm gonna try to drop a couple videos in the day, and then because it's 2 important videos I want to do. I want to do trade guys that you should be trading away. I want to do those. I want to name 5 guys that you should be trading away. And then I also want to talk about I want to do my must start list. Guys that you should be starting. And I'm not going to do the easy guys, but there's a couple guys out here that people are kind of nervous about, and I want to talk about those guys. And I also want to do a live tomorrow too. So guys, make sure y'all tune in. I appreciate everybody being here. Y'all have a great day. Peace. I see you, Kenny. Dub Nation says Dobbins or ETN. ETN. Yep. See you later, Zachary Miller. Appreciate everybody being here. Kev 101. I see you, bro. He said, I got Terry McLaurin. Do I keep waiting or trade is for who my guy? No, keep waiting on Terry. I think Terry is the guy. Keep Terry. All right, y'all be safe.